Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is Prehistoric Facts special episode number 214. We're going to be talking about a prehistoric reptile, and that reptile is Postosuchus. And so, this is an image of the Walking with Dinosaurs version of Postosuchus. So on the top one right there, this is the one that was shown on the documentary series from 1999 of Postosuchus, but then you look at the one on the bottom here. This is what Postosuchus is supposed to be looking more like today. So yeah, and I'll talk about more about the reason why it changed in a little bit. So let's actually get started about talking about some information about Postosuchus. So the information of Postosuchus, the name of Postosuchus means crocodile from post. The length is 13 to 16 feet, and that is 3.9 to 4.9 meters. Its height is 3.9 feet or 1.2 meters. Its weight is 550 to 1,000 pounds. So this is a pretty heavy animal. Excuse me, pretty heavy reptile. It lived in the late Triassic period. There is not much to describe of like when it really lived. So the estimation right now is 230 to 201 million years ago. So pretty much throughout the late Triassic period. And fossils are found in Arizona, New Mexico, North Carolina, and Texas of the United States. And it was described by Chatterjee or Chatterjee in 1985. So this reptile uh, was described almost 40 years ago. So this is this is somewhat known, but somewhat known reptile. And so, yeah, let's actually continue on here. So, where you actually see the states that I have highlighted in the map of the United States, so you can see this huge highlighted area right here is the states of Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. So you got Arizona and Texas in orange, and New Mexico in green. And so this is where majority of Postosuchus fossils have been found. And then you have North Carolina, but this type of Postosuchus that has been found is a different type of subspecies of Postosuchus. So there's two species of Postosuchus that are out that are in the fossil record, but the one we're going to mostly be talking about is Postosuchus kirkpatricki. And so so Postosuchus fossils in Arizona are found in like the national the petrified forests national park. And also in New Mexico, you actually have Postosuchus fossils found at Ghost Ranch. That is where you have the Coelophysis specimens. So Ghost Ranch does have some Postosuchus fossils. And then you have northern Texas. Northern Texas is where you find some Postosuchus fossils, and this is where the first holotype specimen of Postosuchus has been found. And it was found in a town called Post, Texas. And so, yeah, so that's the reason why I got its name. And so here is uh, a size chart right here of Postosuchus compared to an adult male, human male. And so you can definitely see this is an animal that would be still pretty big, but it is not going to be taller than a human being. So yeah, it does actually look pretty menacing with this type of look. And then on the bottom here, you actually have the whole skeletons right here of Postosuchus. The top one is from the holotype specimen, and then you have a more of a complete picture. So Postosuchus fossils have been mostly complete, but except for the one in North Carolina, which is very fragmentary, but you definitely can tell that Postosuchus is a pretty significant looking creature. And so let's actually talk about more about Postosuchus. Some more information about Postosuchus. So Postosuchus kind of pretty much belongs into the Pseudosuchidae of the Archosaur type of family, and it is in part of the Rhizosuchidae. And so it is what it's considered to be is that it's kind of part of the crocodilian lineage, but it's actually kind of separate from that. So it is its own type of It belongs to its own type of group. So the Pseudotsuchidae and Rhysuchidae, those types of family groups. And so that's where you're going to know where Postosuchus falls into the reptile family tree. And like with most Rhysuchidaids and Pseudotsuchidaes, it has a large skull with knife-like teeth, and these teeth are serrated. These have there are serrations on these teeth. But Postosuchus has small front limbs compared to its hind limbs. So what this means is that this animal is bipedal. Now, early depictions of Postosuchus has it being on all four limbs, so being a quadruped, and some would say it was probably not as fast as what a lot of scientists would think it would have been, or some people would think it was, and so it would have probably been more like an ambush predator, which I think it still is an ambush predator. But the thing is then when you look at the hind legs can have a lot more muscle than the front limbs, and so yeah, this would be an animal that would be bipedal. Now, how fast could it be? It's still to be determined. I probably would say it probably is a little bit more in between 10 to 15 miles per hour, so which is not too bad. Which is not too bad for a bipedal 13 to 16 foot long carnivore. And Postosuchus has osteoderms on its back, or like bony armor on its back, and so it is kind of into that crocodile type of thing, where it's got these like scutes on its back to protect itself from like rivals and even some of the herbivorous plant eaters that were around. And so yeah, it was actually it needed that type of protection, and of course it was a carnivore, like I mentioned, it eats meat. The environment in which it lived in, it would have been warm and dry, wet and dry seasons, and it was the supercontinent Pangea that it lived in. Would have been plenty of trees, ferns, cycads. There was no grass or flowers in that particular kind of time in the Triassic. There would have been plenty of rivers, lakes, and ponds, and other types of animals that would have been around, like insects, amphibians, reptiles, proto mammals. So these would have been animals that would look like mammals, but they're still part of the still considered to be reptiles, but they're in that proto mammal family. So they would look like mammals. They might have fur and have canine teeth, and of course, it would have probably have been they would some of them would have been a little bit smaller. Would have been kind of small. Probably lived in burrows, those sorts of things. And of course, and since that the Triassic was ruled mostly by reptiles, there would have been pterosaurs in the sky, small pterosaurs like Patinosaurus, for example. And then, of course, there would have been small dinosaurs that were around. So dinosaurs started out small in the Triassic. So the prey species, so the prey that Postosuchus would have been here, I did miss uh, a plant-eating reptile in here is Desmatosuchus. I should have put Desmatosuchus in here, but you guys can get the idea. I mistakenly forgot to put Desmatosuchus on here, but it would also have gone after Placerius, the Dicynodont that was actually around at that point in time. We would have gone after Listersaurs, small dinosaurs, i.e. Coelophysis. Coelophysis would have been a good prey source for Postosuchus, but mostly Coelophysis would have been able to get away pretty quickly from Postosuchus, kept their distance, but the thing is, all Coelophysis could be for prey for Postosuchus if there was not that much left in the environment, like not many plant-eating animals to go after, and so that would have been the case right there. And possibly fish might have been on the menu for Postosuchus, and of course carrion or dead animals. And so yeah, that's would have been the prey for Postosuchus. The extinction of Postosuchus would have been mostly due to climate change, volcanic eruptions, or otherwise the end Triassic extinction, which is where you have the Pangea breaking apart, where it gave birth to the Atlantic Ocean, or otherwise camp. It's still to be determined if Postosuchus was actually around at that point in time. There's possibilities it probably did go extinct before that eruption ever occurred, but there's still a debate going on about whether or not Postosuchus would have been around at that point in time at the end Triassic extinction. It would have been earthquakes, and that would have been around as well. But of course, dinosaur populations were rising, and so this would have been a big contributor to the extinction of Postosuchus. Is that the dinosaur populations was growing? It was growing, and when dinosaurs were their populations rose, that's when things started to go really bad for uh, these like Rhysuchids and Pseudosuchids because those types of dinosaurs would have been able to take over the niche of what Postosuchus was the top predator in its environment. And so here is the map of what the world looked like around the late Triassic period in around 220 million years ago. And so you could kind of see a little bit of breaking apart of Pangea right here, but that would have been just a little bit itty bitty river. But this is a little bit, this is way before the end Triassic extinction ever happened. And so Postosuchus would have been in North America. And so, in this type of area right here, I apologize for the dimness of the uh, of the drawing right here, so I apologize for that. But this is the area where Postosuchus would have been living in. And so the next episode would be on October 12th, 2023, and there'll be a Q&A episode. So if you got any questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric of Dino Chris. Like the page, you actually put your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messengers are private conversations. So please put your questions in the comment section on the Facebook post. And for you YouTubers out there, like the videos, subscribe to the channel according to my analytics. A lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet, so please hit that subscribe button, and also hit the like button as well, and on all the videos that are on my channel. So the reason why is because how the YouTube algorithm works. The more likes the video gets, the more likely it gets spreads out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, paleontology, prehistoric life, and also geology in general. So please feel free to hit that like button, and also share the video, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life. Feel free to do so, and also stop at that notification bell or hit that notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. So please feel free to do so. If you're still having problems getting notifications on YouTube, please unsubscribe, then resubscribe, and then you hit that bell all over again so that way you can get notifications from YouTube. And also for YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all. Your questions do mean a lot in the Q&A episode. So all of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome. You guys are giving me some great questions on the Q&A episode. So keep up the great work for that. And also make sure you keep your questions short and to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads as well. And same thing at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of people around you, and also for your younger people out there, that makes you listen, your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. That's it for now. Now, see you guys next time.